Welcome back to Homie and the Dude's first actual play D&D podcast, The Skyrealm. This is episode 2, and I am Bodhi, your unexceptional dungeon master, and I'm here with our cast of exceptional players. Last episode, our players all had a kind of joint dream, though they all weren't together. They all experienced the same dream. And then from different parts in the sky, they all arrived at a small little sacred island called Lacrima, after each of them having a little bit of an introduction. This episode, our cast get to know each other, get to interact with each other for the first time, as well as also get tasked with their first adventure. So, if you're sitting comfortably, let's begin. What we're going to do now is we are going to cut into the inside of La-Crima the Brewery and Inn, which is just off of the dock of Lacrima. So what you can see here, first of all, what I'll do for you guys is I'll quickly, wrong island, this one. This is Lacrima, the island that you all have arrived at. It's actually 3 little islands connected by 2 little bridges. You've got La-Crima East, La-Crima West, and La-Crima itself. You guys arrived at the little dock at the end, and as you did, you'll kind of made your way into the pub, which is right in front of you. And we find ourselves in La-Crima the Brewery and Inn, a very cozy, hearty little place. You can see the floor is made out of cobblestone. The far right wall is basically stone as well, with a stone fireplace carved into it. You can see in front of it are 2 rocking chairs basically, and there is a heavily pregnant woman with ginger hair sat in one of the rocking chairs, and she is knitting away quietly, kind of humming to herself. As you look around, there's a spiral staircase up in the back corner that goes up to the 2nd floor, and another staircase in the other far corner that goes up to the other floor as well. In front of you, you find a bar that is at different heights for different patrons. We have a larger section, a medium section, and a smaller section for the different patrons that might come here. And behind it is a big burly fellow with a big beefy ginger beard and a bald head. And he's wearing like a thick plaid shirt basically that's tied up, and he's got like a little apron on the top of it that like kind of cuts in between his pecs because he's like a big gentleman. And he's just there cleaning out some tankards basically. Over in the corner there are 2 patrons sat at one of the booths, and they're muttering away in the corner. You guys find yourselves in the pub, spread as you may. You guys can choose what you would have done when you came into the pub. It's over to you guys.
Code would have R&R just hey, how are you? How are you feeling? Everything. Just kind of do like a little check-in, like how are you feeling right now? Everything good?
I am doing well, thank you. I was wondering if this establishment perhaps had any cranberry juice.
Are you talking to me?
I suppose I am. Do you have any cranberry juice?
Well, you'd be glad to know. I got well, I hope I got cranberry juice. 1 second. And he turns around and starts opening some cabinets. He's like, juices. Yeah, here you go. Here you go, fella. Here's a bottle of our finest cranberry juice. We're a little bit better with the apple juice here on the island, but here is a small little bottle for you of cranberry juice. And you can see it's a little glass bottle with like a cork in it and floating gorgeous red liquid, nice and shining in the light as he slides it across the bar to you. That'll be just 1 silver, please, if you may.
Of course. For an extra silver, would you mind telling me some information about this town?
What you want to know?
Well, I think my friend here could explain it a little better than I can.
Well, we are looking for... Oh,
Hey.
yeah.
Hey there.
Hello.
Was not expecting that today. Hello. Nice to meet you there. What's your name, fella?
Name's Toad, and no one really expects something this awesome all the time, so I can understand the sentiment.
Awesome it is. Yeah. What can I help you with? What's this information you're looking for, Mr. Toad?
Well, we were kind of called here to help. So we were called here, right? Because I remember...
Yeah.
Okay, so... And it gives us for a... Oh my gosh, my own brain fart.
It was
We were called here to help
yeah,
an older gentleman.
Yeah. You're helping because the island has people disappearing and they don't know what's going on and the sacred tree is dying. Is it, if you remember the message that you received?
So there was a particular tree that's dying and also some missing people, so anything about that, because we are some of the best detectives ever. So if you can give us a couple little things, we can get the rest of the information ourselves. We'll just need a little guiding hand to start us off, if you could.
We've been trying to work out what's going on, but then while that's been happening, we had some people disappearing. Some of my cider's been going missing. Some of my sacred La-Crima cider, which, by the way, I strongly recommend. It is said to be the best in the sky. But no, that's neither here nor there, to be honest with you. But look, I don't have all the information. Your best bet is to wait for Rayward. Rayward is just on his way back. I know that he had gone for a day and he's on his way back today. And he's the guy who sends out the thing asking for people's help. He might be a little bit more help to you.
R&R has like this tiny little notepad that he's writing on that's like way too small for his massive hand, along with these tiny little spectacles that sit on his like nose. So like it's kind of a weird kind of collage of appearance. And he says, "Can you please describe this Ray?"
Ray's a funny guy. He wears like almost what I call like a potato sack dress. He wears like this like brown potato sack kind of thing, and he ties like a little string around it. He got some like mousy white hair on the top and a little scruffy beard. He's just a kind little fellow. He kind of is like our town leader, kind like he's connected to the tree through some like history that I didn't really take the time to learn because I'm just here living, but apparently he's connected to the sacred tree in some way, and he's a cleric and some shit, so he basically is here just like looking after all of us. Or was until the tree started, doing the gray thing,
I see. Thank you.
And we will definitely need some of that cider to, for investigation purposes, so if you do want to pour just a little bowl, just so you know.
A bowl? Like how? Like he pulls out two sides of the bowl. So he's like, we have like a half-liter bowl or like a liter bowl.
One that can fit me. So I'm gonna fly a little bit, but like one that can fit that I can,
Okay, no problem. I'll hook you up right now. And he spins around, and you can see that there's two giant metal tankards that span from basically where the tap is all the way to the roof. And you can see that they've got like different pressure gauges and stuff on it. He kind of taps a couple of the gauges, twists it, and this golden liquid begins to fill the bowl as he then slides it across. He's like, that is going to be 5 silver, please.
5 silver, but I mean, we're kind of investigating, so, maybe just a little discount to trying to help, use it as, a way to solve this mystery.
You know what? I like you. You're different, and I appreciate a lot of people come at me with a bit of anger and aggression sometimes when they're new here. They want to know what's going on, and like, I don't know, I have all the answers. You guys have been very kind. Yeah, that's fine. We'll call it 3 silver. How's that sound?
I dig it. And what was your name again, sir? I do apologize.
Sir, I am Thaddeus Thatch Myrtle, owner, brewer, and very glad to be your server today of here at La-Crima the Crop Brewery and Inn.
Well, I'm very glad to be here. I mean, of course, circumstances are a little not the best circumstances, but still happy to be here. So
I'm glad.
I'm gonna hop into that bowl and see how that tastes.
Oh, when you hop into that bowl and it begins seeping into your skin, Toad, It is bubbly. It is smooth. It is sweet. It is appley. It is all the golden things you would imagine biting into a 14-karat bar of gold would taste like. It is good. That is some good cider as you eat that, as you absorb that, as you osmosis that.
Oh no, I know you like drinking like that cherry stuff, but you need to. I'm having an experience right now, okay? You need to try this. I mean, I know you like that drink, but this. Oh man, Thaddeus, this is probably one of the best things I've ever tasted, okay? And I've tasted a lot of things, and this is amazing.
It's not my problem. Sorry. It's not my. What am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to tell you you're welcome, and that's perfectly fine. I do this as my job, so it's okay. With that being said, does anyone else want a round of cider while I'm pouring some? Does anyone else want anything?
Blanco raises their finger.
Yes, you lovely lady, little person over there. Can you? Yeah, come forward. I got very bad eyes. Can you come forward, please?
Yeah. They're like actually sat at the other end of the bar. They've been nursing like a chamomile tea for a while, but just getting lost in the thoughts of like hearing everything about all of these disappeared folks and knowing their disappearances. And I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to handle, and maybe these are folks that Evis can link up with. And yeah, so Evis comes over and is like, yeah, it's one of those things where I really think that I need to at least calm some of the anxiety. I don't think the tea is doing its job.
That's not a problem. You know what? I've heard that our cider not only takes the edge off, but it rounds that bastard out right and nice. 1 second, let me pour you some. And he pours you a little quarter liter into a tankard and slides over. That'll just be 2 silvers for that quarter liter, if that's all right.
Of course, naturally. So they pass it over the two.
Not a problem. Let me just ask you, how long does it take you to do that braid of yours? Because I've always wanted to do something with my beard, but I'm a little bit lazy in the morning. I just gotta know, how long does it? Do you do that yourself? Do you have someone help you with that? Because that goes all the way down. Shit, that's gotta be hard.
Well, yeah, it's quite a lot, but I do have a little help with the wind here to manipulate it for me. But maybe I could try something here. And hold on, I'm going to actually I'm actually going to be using, oh my gosh, where is it? Mingle with the wind?
Yep.
I'm like really hand waving Mingle with the wind, but to use levitate to like braid the hair of the beard for me.
Amazing. Do you want make me an Arcana check, just because it's a little bit out of the realm of the spell, but we're still going to roll with it. So make me an Arcana check.
Yeah, of course. 17.
Easily. You manage. Suddenly, the wisps of hair in his beard begins moving and folding itself into a beautiful fish plait as it forms down and braids downwards, and finally you tie it off with a little rope. He's like, "Oh my God, honey, look at this! Honey, look over here! Shit, she never listens.
It's
Myrtle,
it's fine. It's the blessings of Alia.
Myrtle, come look what they did. Look at my facial hair. Look, it's great. Never mind." And he slides you the 2 silver back and goes, "It's on the house. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much."
You don't have to wash it. You can keep it like that.
Really? That's incredible. God damn. I have to wash the thing like twice a day sometimes because I get all my grub in here. Thank you so much. Here, this is truly great. Cool. Yeah. Well, that's your side. Anyone else needing some cider?
Blanco pads over to the bar and is like, I'm really, really thirsty, hungry. I've not eaten for breakfast. I'm starving. You got any food here? And I'll lap me up a bowl of that cider to go with something, please.
That's not a problem at all. Food-wise, it depends what you're kind of fancying. I can whip up something nice and quick. I can also get
any kind of chow. Yeah, some kind of good old chow would be great.
Chow. He kind of looks down at a piece of paper on the bar in front of him, and you can see it says menu on the top. Yeah, Chow. Okay, let me, one second. And he like kind of steps around the corner and like peers down the stairs and he shouts down into the basement. Yo, Valo, can you please whip up some chow? I think it's a combination of a couple of different things. I don't know. Just whip it up and bring it up. We got a customer who's keen. Yes, no problem. Okay. Comes back around to the bar. He's like, chow coming up and a bowl of cider for you as well. Okay, no problem. Slides it over. 2 silver for you, my wonderful furry friend.
Thank you. I look around. I have a question for you.
Me?
Yeah, you seem to know a lot of what's going on, and I'm just having Cedric. Cedric, the blacksmith. You know him?
You mean Cecil?
Oh, I heard Cedric.
Nah, we don't have no Cedric here. We got Cecil. Yeah, we got Cecil the blacksmith. He's over in Tools and Wood. Him and his apprentice Kenji work up in there. They're like making. I honestly don't go there too often because the fumes hit me and I'm just like, whoa, that's a lot of like smoke and like cooking shit.
Fumes are good. Oh, bring back great memories. I love them. I'll be going out. When he opens?
Well, let me just 1 second. He peers out the window. He's like, I say it's about, he's probably open at this point. I will say though, Cecil's been known, he's got that short man syndrome. Now, he wakes up a little bit angry, sometimes on the wrong side of the bed. I'm not being mean, it's just true. He can be a little cranky in the morning, so you do go over there, maybe taking like some cider or something like that if it's early. If it's in the afternoon, guy, he'll be deep in work. He'll be fine at that point,
Well, I won't go in over in too much time, so give me one to go. I'll put it in my pack and soften him up a bit. Hey.
No problem.
Toad, what's that around your neck? Wait, what's that thing you got on your neck there? Hey, nice to meet you. Blanco. What's your name? Toad.
Do I recognize Blanco? Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna...
Yes, can you make a perception check for me, please? Or a history check, whichever you would prefer.
So whichever one is higher. Ooh, so 18 on the die, so let's see. So it's gonna be either, you said investigation or perception?
It can be perception, investigation, or history, whichever you prefer. I'm cool with any.
Alright, so it's gonna be a 20. It's gonna be 20, we'll do 20 for, I guess, investigation. Amazing.
So on a 20, you look at this dog person in front of you, and Toad, bright as day, you flash back to the moment that you and your buddies escaped from the cluster city. And you remember as you were running out of flavors of, you remember running out of exquisite flavors with this pack of animals, and you looked to your right at the door that was open that you ran out of, and the door was being held by Blanco. So you do indeed recognize Blanco. Blanco, you don't recognize Toad at this moment.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You seem really, really familiar. I think we may have met, but maybe only in passing.
I'm not sure. It's just that I've seen lots of musical instruments. I've seen them being made, but I haven't seen one like that before.
It's an harmonica. I'll play you something in a second. But does exquisite flavors does that ring any bells for you?
Well,
the name.
Memories back, like you know that place?
Yeah, I think it's I used to work there. So, but that's.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I hate to say it, but I work there too, but I don't. Maybe I don't admit it. Like it. What? And you. It was not a good time. How was it for you when you were there? Like not great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know what happened had to happen for a reason. So,
Yeah.
But let me play a song. Maybe you most likely heard of me there at least. Let me play something on harmonica. See that maybe I do something. So I'm gonna play just a couple songs on the harmonica, a couple jazz songs.
Amazing.
And I instantly are taken back to that time, and I'm like vibing. I'm like, oh my god, you were you the one of the ones that I got out, like you? Oh
yes,
my god.
yeah. I was one with like who wants to escape. So many thanks for that, because it wasn't the ideal situation for any of us.
I remember that.
I'm glad to see you got out too, though. So
yeah. I'm back on my mission. That place sucked the life out of me. I'm now, ready to. I'm here to see Cecil. Are you here to see Cecil too?
Looks at R&R. Well, no, but we're definitely here to kind of do investigations now. Kind of like a junior detective. My partner right here, R&R. So
hey.
like a little. But so maybe who you're looking for might help us out with our little problem too. And then look over at, I think, Evis, right? Did I say that? I was gonna say the name
Evis,
wrong.
Yep.
I think Evis was. Sorry. I think you were talking about looking for someone too. I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I kind of overheard that you might be.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I didn't mean to barge in on your conversation either. It's just Alia works in mysterious ways. We're all looking for someone. We're all looking to solve these mysteries.
Yes.
She's brought us together for a reason.
At this point, can everyone please make perception checks for me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ew, there's a low roll.
Wait,
Yes.
perception?
Yes, please.
Oh
Perception.
man!
Perception is to be
Natty 20, baby. Natty 20.
That's the campaign.
That's not fun.
Okay.
Shout out to the two crew.
Anyone above
my God.
15? Anyone who got above 15?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So those of you who are above a 15, at this moment, you are having this conversation, and you hear the patrons in the booth. You hear one of them speak up at this moment and go, bloody Coriander's gone. Like, it just happened last night. It's just a clusterfuck, man. Like, I'm feeling unsafe on this island at this point. And that's for those of you who are over 15 and above. Hear that.
I put my mask on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Just a wooden kind of mask that looks like a theatre mask. It's hanging on my hip. I put it on. And I walk over to these two people talking? Yeah.
2 people. You have a shorter lady who has almost like a perm on her head that's almost like a flat top with a perm kind of at the top of this. And she's like a bit of a heavier set woman, and she's kind of like eating some food. And across from her is a younger gentleman who is basically, you can tell they are a gnome just based on size. They're very small. They've got a cute little button nose. They're wearing like a little hat, and they've got like a little belt basically on. And yeah, they're much smaller though. And you can see that they've like boosted themselves up so that they're at like similar eye level with the person they're talking to.
Cool. Greetings. I am Ron.
Oh, hey there.
Sorry to interrupt, but I overheard you. Is there a problem? Can I help in some way? I heard you in distress.
Well, the lady kind of for a second like leans in. She's like, it's a friend of ours actually. Her sister has gone missing, and we're it's just it's people are talking about it at the moment. That's all.
Was it on this island?
Yes, yeah.
The middle one, I mean, not out of the three that are connecting Lacrima.
Oh, where she went missing from?
Yeah. Sorry.
I actually, we've just heard rumors and, are starting to get worried. But no, we haven't actually, I don't know. You would have to ask Basil, her sister. Basil works out of herbs and veg.
Coriander and basil. Basil.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. And so yeah, you might have to go ask Basil, but I know that she's really upset today. Like I saw her in passing as she was going to work, and she's real upset. So be sensitive if you do speak to her.
I will, and thank you very much. I hope you get better.
No problem, and you too. Can I ask where are you from? I've never seen anyone like you in my life.
Yeah, I'm from.
You okay?
Yeah, I sorry, I spaced. I cannot remember.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope that you managed to remember that. But you're a wonderful sight to look at, I must say. And thank you for coming over and checking. It's something we here as residents of Lacrima are very scared about. We've had weird times recently.
Thank you very much. The light that was green, it changes to like a somber orange, and the happy theatre mask changes to a sad face. And I kind of just walk to like an empty spot in the room and kind of contemplate what's going on in my data banks.
May I? May I walk over to Ram?
Of course.
Arna is going to kind of tap Ram on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, I was eavesdropping on your conversation, not because I'm mean, but because it is my job. And
So it blasts over, like, oh gosh.
I overheard that you were talking about missing people. This is why I am on this island. Do you have any insight into that?"
No. Do I have any insight? No.
Other than what you were just told.
No. I just heard that Coriander, a gnome. Shit. What?
You don't know what.
Don't know. A being has gone missing, unfortunately, and I just heard the tones of distress, and it's almost a habit to go and try and sort that out.
Hold on. So their name is Basil Coriander. And they were...
one's Basil and one's Coriander. Basil is...
That makes more sense.
Yes, sorry for the miscommunication.
I see.
there.
No, that was a miscommunication because I was eavesdropping and I was in the middle of writing notes, and then I got a little confused because you said you couldn't remember where you were from, and that is interesting, as is... I don't know if I'm overstepping any boundaries. I'm not typically too good with that sort of thing.
Not at all. Do you know where I'm from? No?
No. Well, perhaps. Can I make a history? Because I can make a scholarly history check or something.
Yeah, please do. Definitely do. Please do.
Nothing that 20. Go on.
19.
Hey, nice.
With a 19, as someone who has, studied a lot, you've probably read a lot of books. You probably know that there's very few people like Rom around. You can tell from his body makeup that he is made predominantly of stone and wood. There does not seem to be much bio, like flesh in there. There doesn't seem to be much of that kind of going on. So with a 19, what you do know is that Warforges are exceedingly rare. You don't know where they would have come from, but you know that they are rare.
You must be a Warforged, if I am not mistaken.
Warforge. It sounds familiar on the voice chord, for sure. But thank you, I guess.
Are you built for war?
A little bit, I guess. Can I try and remember something?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a check.
No.
You, as far as your memory is concerned, you don't feel like you were built for war. At all. That's not what you feel at all.
No, I wasn't built for war. I don't feel. I dislike harming things. I try not to. I mean, it is part of nature, and I could go into that if you want to. We could talk about nature and death and all of that. But no, I'm not for war. Maybe destruction, but not war. Yeah.
Interesting.
At this moment, the saloon doors open, and Sergio, as you're kind of right next to the entrance there, the saloon door kind of taps you on the back as they open, as a older gentleman who is wearing like this brown kind of like drape over himself kind of walks in, and he's got a little stick, and he's like, "Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today?" And all the normal patrons who are in here turn around and are like, "Hey, Rayward, yeah, we're good, mate. Yeah, good." And you're like, "Amazing. Phenomenal." And he kind of begins walking into the center of the room and doesn't really notice any of you.
At that point, Gio has just been standing back a little bit overwhelmed by this first sort of social scene outside of his own world that his own little bubble that he's been living in. And he heard some things that were of interest to him about this spell, the sending spell, which was the original reason why he was coming. But he's a little bit intimidated by just all of the chatter going on and has been standing back. And for some strange reason, instead of going toward the bar, he feels like he has some sort of connection with the lady over on the side that's pregnant, and he heard that her name was Myrtle when the bartender sort of shouted out to her, and he sort of shuffles over to her and says, "Hi, Miss Myrtle. I don't know you, and you don't know me. My name is Sergio, and I guess I'm just here to see if there's a place to stay. I'm looking for things, but I'm new. I'm just new."
Oh, hi there, darling. It's a pleasure to have you here in our little inn. It's so great to have you. Well, you know what? Thatch is happy to set anyone up with a room. We got bunks on the left side upstairs, and we've got full private rooms on the right side upstairs. So truly, it's whatever suits you, my little shelled friend. Now let me just ask. Is it a room for one night you're looking for, or are you looking for more of a permanent kind of residence? Because we do have a couple of buildings that are open. Sadly, people have been, not wanting to stay on the island as much recently. So, we've got a couple of vacancies over on Crema East if you were looking for more of a permanent residence.
Thank you so much, Miss Myrtle. I don't know how long I want to stay here. That's the thing. I do know that I heard that Rayward is the one that has the information about this. I think it's called a sender or something like that, and that's the reason I'm here. So if it is more than today or tomorrow, I'm here till I guess I find out more about what's going on with that, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do from there.
Amazing. As you say the word Rayward, the old man. Did you want me, Myrtle? Oh, hello there, Mr. Fell. And he puts a hand on your shell for a second. You feel almost an electricity as he does, Sergio. He's like, "Oh, you're a believer. Interesting. Well, you said my name. What can I do for you, my new resident here of our island, possibly?"
Hi, Mr. Rayward. My name is Sergio Shelby, and I'm here at your service. I heard the sending spell, and I'm here to do what's needed to start my adventure. And I'll do whatever you ask for us to take care of the problem.
Well, he kind of leans over to Myrtle and kind of taps her on the arm. "This one seems a little green around the girls." "Well, young fella, we are glad to have you try and help us out." And he for a second pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on. "Oh, wow, the pub is very full today. There's lots of new people here. Wow, hello, all of you new people.
Well, Mr. Sergio, basically, the sending spell was to tell you that we need help. Our tree is dying and people are missing. We believe there's something under the island coming up, like inside the island, coming up and taking people. Or maybe hurting our tree or something.
We all hear this, right?
Yeah, 100%. You all can hear him saying this.
I'm deeply hurt that the tree is dying. I think this is sending me into a bad spiral. Yeah, red, everything changes to red, I guess, me. And I very roughly, I think, ask him what's wrong with the tree. When did this happen?
It started happening about maybe a year ago now. The tree started withering a little bit and the bark went from its gorgeous mahogany brown to this awful ashy gray, and the leaves started falling off, and as it's our sacred tree, it's how we keep the crops going here. Without that tree, we're in a lot of trouble here on Lacrima. And then,
I don't care about your profits from the tree. I care about the tree.
No, it's fine. It seems, yes.
I don't need to go into that.
That's fine. For us, the tree started dying, and then people started going missing, and
At the same time?
Yes. The tree was dying and people were missing at the same time, I suppose, yes. I'm not sure if they're connected.
Excuse me. Honorable Mr. Raywood. Hello, my name is Arnar Greywolf. I'm a detective from the People's Republic. How many people have disappeared in this time?
Well, we had Tim, Bill, Jessica, and Basil. 4 have gone missing in the last year. That's 4 too many, if you ask me.
At a regular interval, or dispersed irregularly throughout the year?
My old brain isn't as good as I think. I would say, it feels like every couple of months, but I can't say for sure.
Interesting. Thank you.
No problem, mister. Oh, you're exceedingly tall. Back in the day,
Yes,
when my back was better, I was as tall as you back in the day, but now my back is all hunched.
I strongly doubt that.
No, I was. I promise. This guy.
That seems completely false.
Oh. Okay, no need to ruin my joke.
I agree with him. It was a joke.
Oh, was that a joke? I am sorry. My apologies. And he just kind of goes back to writing in his notebook.
My jokes aren't very funny, I understand.
At this moment, the back door to the saloon that leads to the dock also opens, and you see a gentleman stride it. He is of a taller, he's a bit taller. One second, let me just pull up this image for you guys so you guys can see what he looks like.
While you're doing that, meanwhile, I think Evis is just proselytizing, openly to anybody about old Alia. Completely failed that perception check earlier. Completely just so enraptured and talking about their goddess. No, you don't understand. I understand that now she's been going through this weird reformation, but she's done such amazing things for this earth, and maybe, yeah. So
I'm sure she has. But Evis, have you ever thought about, or maybe Alice, maybe sent me here to tell you, but have you ever thought about performing? What you did with that beard, I've never seen anything like that. I feel like that'd be made for a wonderful kind of show.
Well,
have you ever thought about?
But you don't have any hair. Well. You're a toad.
Not for me. Well, yes. One of the best toads you've probably ever seen. But
yeah,
this is true.
But I'm just saying, for other people with hair, though, I think that'd be a really cool little kind of show. Because it's something I've never seen done before, and I'm pretty sure quite a few people have not. So I'm just saying,
Or maybe a couple of, plaits in my fur might give me that sort of even distinguished kind of, that que suave, que rico. Blanco.
Do you want like a braid, like a braid crown? Because I can make that happen, probably.
Well, I've always sort of been envious of those ridgebacks, those Rhodesian ridgebacks, and maybe you could give me a plait down my back, and I could, have sort of like a ridgeback kind of look.
Thatch is like, I'm all about this. This kind of love is what I'm all about. We need to be sharing hair techniques all the time. This is great. I'm loving this. Big time.
I love that like everyone that failed their perception check is like not involved with the plot. It's like, oh yeah, hold on, let's talk about plaits instead. No plot, just plaits.
Suddenly, a gentleman walks in through the saloon doors. He's tall with slick back hair tied in a ponytail low on his head. He has a black goatee on his face. He stands very proud with his shoulders forward and his hands folded behind his back. As he walks in, you can see that he's wearing a brown leather coat that goes down to his knees with a beautiful waistcoat underneath and a blue ascot tied around his neck. Also around his neck you will notice a red pseudo-dragon draped over his shoulders, half asleep and half awake, making the odd gargling noise here and there. As he walks in, chest out, he's like, "Hello all, my name is Olafur, and I have heard a sending message recently that this island is in need of some help. I thought I would make my way over here, and thus I am here. I believe there was something to do with a tree and some other bits and bobs. But yes, I'm here to aid in any way that I might be able to. There does seem like quite a lot of us here already, though."
Pearson Rayward goes, "Yes, I sent out the message as far and as wide as I could. We need as much help as we can get, Mr. Olafur, as you said. And Mr. Toad, if you would be willing, this task is one I will tell you all has been tried by a few, and none have succeeded yet, so I'm sure if you guys came together, you might be able to, I don't know, work out what's through the door on the island, or what's going on."
And Blanc, ¿qué mensaje? What message? I'm here to see. I thought it was Cedric, but I guess they got that wrong. It's Cecil. What message for what? I'm here to. I'm trying to get info. What message? That's not come to me.
Well, we have some people going missing, and our tree is dying. And I mean, you seem like the type of person that might solve problems with that there sword. We're simply asking for people's help to come and help us solve this problem.
I'm on my own mission right now, but it devastates me that the people go missing. That's against my. Tell me more. What is happening?
Well, I don't know much myself. There's been a couple of weird sightings around the island. I know that the blacksmith. You said Cecil. He knows a little bit about the locks. He said there's something weird about the locks or something.
I know about locks. Metal's my thing.
Maybe you should go talk to him, and he might know a little bit more. I know that the other person who told me that who came to me out of the group was Marcelo. He's the half orc who works in the in meat and two veg in the butcher shop. Marcelo is a big gentleman, but he's as soft as anything. And I know that he was worried about some of his livestock going missing as well. So maybe talk to him.
At this point, Thatch steps forward and goes, "Now look, I don't know much about the happenings or what's going on, and Rayward, I know you told me not to, tell many people this, but, something that I've noticed with these disappearances is, we have found a tuft of hair every time one of our bits of cider has gone missing, and that's just me." Rayward turns like, "Come on now, Thatch, we don't need these people being too worried now." And Thatch is like,
"What color?"
The hair was white. It was white. Well, it was like gray.
It was that kind of white gray that's like kind of like see-through. You know,
Not
like
me.
have you ever
me.
seen like a bear that has like the white fur and like the hair is actually see-through, but it's white? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Have you seen one of those?
Yeah. Yes.
This-
Yes, I have.
Don't get this wrong. I've not been here before. First day on the island.
Your fur is far too soft. It's more like coarse.
Oh,
It's very coarse.
okay.
It's like a brush. Like every time we get it, it's like a brush.
Could you smell?
Yeah, maybe if do you have like a piece of it? I could maybe trace the scent or.
Honestly, I didn't think there was much to it, so I've been throwing it away. No, I don't have any of it anymore. I'm sorry about that. I apologize.
Throwing away evidence.
At that moment, Sergio sees his moment. He's been really sort of sitting back and apprehensive, and sort of steps forward and says, "If you're deciding whether to do one thing or the other, some history on that tree. It's a pretty important tree in the sky. I studied about it, and actually, my god Deus, his son Ventus, sat under that tree for many years. It's a magical tree. Sir, Mr. Rayward, it is magical, isn't it? Or at least it was.
Boy, that's how all of our crops grow. It's how the grass stays green. It's all thanks to the Genasi who died and left their tree to Ventus so long ago. Yes, sorry, 1 second. He kind of shovels closer. Oh my goodness, your plaque is amazing. Look how long that is. Absolutely wonderful. Yes, can I help you?
No, I've seen you before.
Me?
No,
No.
I think they're talking about me, and I saw you earlier, and I think I said, I recognize you as well. We saw each other. Did you?
You've been to my temple.
My people. I'm part of the Crusea Rossi, and we provide water, and I think I saw you. You were, not sure if you were teaching or part of some sort of ceremony, but I remember you as well. I remember that plat, and I remember you. You're amazing looking, and I have a really good memory. And my name's
I
Sergio.
don't.
That's okay. I'm Sergio Shelby, and I'm here for saving the tree of Lacrima. That's what the sending spell was for, and I feel honored because that tree is, well, I would say it's one of the biggest pieces of history in the Sky Realm, and I didn't even know that's what we were here for, and I turn to Blanco and I say, I'm not sure what your other story is or what your other objectives are, but I am absolutely honored to step forward and put my hat into whatever it is, a team, or if it's just me, or if it's a couple of us that go forward on this need that you have, Mr. Rayward.
At this point, Oliver steps forward. He's like, as a strategist in outside of this conversation, I often, though I thought I was going to be here dealing with this issue myself, based on the organization that I work for, and we're now all here together. In my past, I've known that teams work better together, and teams are better than just one-on-one. So, though I was looking forward to, taking the reward possibly for myself, I would be glad to share it with all of you, simply because, the more the merrier. The more of us that can possibly deal with this issue, and who knows, we can maybe gather more information as a team. We can, deal with this a bit better. I'm not sure. It's just a thought. As a strategist, teams tend to do a little bit better than one-on-ones. It's how I found.
Insight check all over this guy.
Big mood. Right. This guy sucks.
This guy is mighty sus. So
I gotta.
Fuck.
Please go for it.
Give me something good. No, that's horrible. That's an 11.
What did you get?
I
got a 10.
15 insight.
Ooh.
16. Sam?
11.
Arnar is an 11.
7.
As far as you can tell, this guy is openly just trying to tell you guys, look, I'm a strategist, and this is just my bit of advice. You can tell that though he's a little bit pompous, there's an air of
though he's a bit pompous, there's an air of like sureness to his voice, is how I would put it. There's an air of like definite certainty. Thank you. Yeah, certainty for sure.
Excuse me,
Blanco steps
Mr.
forward and steps forward and says, Dios mío, I have rescued people before. I think that maybe Toad might remember this.
I can vouch for that. Yeah, it was.
Ray was like,
A rescuer? Oh, I've never met a rescuer before. Lots of adventurers, but no rescuer. I'm sure you would be a great person to help with our issue going on below the island. Yes, Mr. Half-Orc, you seem very apprehensive to say something. You're almost on the tip of your toes. Well, what is it?
Yes. Is there two things? One, Mr. Oliver, what organization do you work for?
I work for a group of people who are here trying to, help the people of the sky. I can't disclose that kind of information. It's classified. We'll go classified. It's classified. It's classified.
Is it really classified?
Yeah. Is there like a investigation check or something? Or is that the insight and we all scored too low?
Oh, I mean, you can make an investigation on that if you want.
Oh, you better believe I'm gonna make an investigation.
But why can't you? I mean, really, if you're here to help the people, I mean, feel like you can tell us.
Look,
I mean,
look, help. Look. I am representing a group of people that you might know, might not know, but the reason why I can't tell you is because my group of people are also, how do I say this? We do good things, but not everyone likes what we do. And so I'm just here trying to answer a call. I'm trying to answer this, the spell. I'm not here to cause trouble. If I'm like stepping on toes, I'm happy to step back. It's not a problem.
So you're afraid to tell us who you are or what you represent because you're afraid of exposing who you work for. I mean, sorry, you're afraid that we'll just write you off.
I'm afraid that
clearly y'all have a bad reputation.
Depends what side of the coin you're on. My Genasi friend. I actually
Not your friend, pal.
It depends. I'm not your pal, friend. No, it really depends on what side of the coin you're on. Like our people, yes, we help a lot of people, but the powers that be, I'll say, aren't a fan of what we do.
Oh, I was getting well in peril until he said that.
Oh, yeah. I got a 17 investigation. Is this guy a part of the Claw, perhaps?
You, with a 17 investigation, you have seen him around the People's Republic, yes. Okay. You, as you've been there long enough, you've seen him around. Though you've never interacted with him or seen him doing anything that would be like notable, you definitely have seen him about the People's Republic for sure.
Geo steps forward and says, "I think we have some common ground. I'm part of the community that travels around in the Crucia Rossi, and we deliver water to people that need water. And actually, it's part of my greater ambition to deliver water to all sorts of people, and outside of what we do as a community. And I was just saying that we might have some common ground."
Yeah, very much so. I mean, our people, we help with a lot of things. Sometimes water is one of them. Oftentimes it's not. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's not. We do a lot of different things, but all I have to say is, it's not in the sense of that I don't want to tell you. I do want to tell you, but I don't quite know any of you yet. And because of that, if I tell you and you happen to be someone, yes, it could end badly for me today, with so many of you stood around me at this moment as he takes a small step backwards. So I'm just here trying to help. That's me. I'm just trying to help.
Do you know who I am? I've seen you around the People's Republic.
No, big city. Don't recognize you, sorry.
I reach out a massive olive green hand and say, "My name is Arunar Greywolf. I am a private detective along with my partner, Toad.
He shakes your hand firmly. Oh, pleasure to meet you, detective. Wow, that's a trade I thought had been lost and left up to the Imperials. And you know how those scoundrels mess with evidence and things like that. He continues shaking your hand. You know how they can mess with evidence and, screw things up. But, it is what it is. And I'm glad that we have someone, doing honest work for once. That's great to hear. Well, pleasure to meet you, Arnar. And, Mr. Toad, Bump, maybe?
Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. Bump.
Nice. Pleasure to meet you. Is it just Toad? Mr. Toad? Sir Toad? How would you like me to address?
Toad. Just Toad. Toad is
Okay.
fine.
That's not. This is Toad. Meet my friend Sato, the pseudo dragon who is like half asleep, lifts its head slowly, raises a thumb, and then slumps back down asleep on his shoulder.
In my sort of scholarly studies, can I roll a history check on Oliver?
Yeah, please do. Please go for it. Can you do it with advantage, please, Tom?
Thank God. Oh.
That one.
With advantage, I rolled. So let me see what my history is. 6.
Can I check a history check to see if I know also from Brynlaw, because we have an alliance to bringing water off Brynlaw and stuff.
You don't recognize him. You don't need to make the check.
Okay.
Would I be able to make a history check, perchance?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Yeah.
I've rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10? I'm going to say this. With your knowledge of certain things across the sky, Sergio, the name Oliver, relates to someone. You know that what group that name relates to. Though, you're not sure if this guy is that guy, because the gentleman that you heard about was not this scruffy, and not this verbose, and just like a little bit like offhand and stuff. The name Oliver that you had heard, very, very different.
Okay. I don't say anything.
16 for me.
16, from where you are, you would not know the name. No, you wouldn't recognize the name of him, other than just bumping into him.
Okay.
With this, Rayward goes,
Look, let me explain. So, let me understand. We got a rescuer. We got someone who is very curious about our tree and knows a lot. You, Mr. Sir, you seem to be quite aggravated that our tree is dying. You know, there's lots of you here. Look, I'll tell you this. There's a door under the island that we believe whatever is coming in and out of is using. I don't know how to open the door. It's been here since I arrived, and we're scared. We just want help, and all I can say is, I don't have much information other than that. You might find some use talking to the blacksmith, or maybe talking to Marcello, but as far as what I can tell you, I'm scared for my people. I've been running this island now for a very long time, and I hope to pass it to my daughter one day for her to run, and if there's no one here to run, then what do my family do? We could really use your help, guys. Any of you, and I will pay dearly. I have 20 gold for each of you. If need be, I have a stash, and I keep it safe. If you can help us work out what's going on, I'll give you whatever you need, guys. I'm sorry it has come to this point.
First thing I need is some cider. Obviously, to help the tree. So, can I have a
Good call.
beer of cider, please?
cider, not a problem. Let me just grab you some cider. One second, Mr. Steam guy. There's that. That's it's for the mission. You can have that on the house. All good. Thank you.
I wasn't going to pay for it.
And Rayward, plus the goal, if we do solve this mystery, could I maybe host a little show, just a little, sing a few songs, maybe just a little show, just.
Oh, my winged friend. You can play as many shows here in Lacrima as you like. You are welcome here always. Our island is open to all those. We accept everyone here. And if you wish to grace our praises, grace our presence with your beautiful, docile tones, I would love to hear you sing, you harmonic. I don't know what the verb is for that. But, you know, I would love to see...
Amphibian.
Amphibian.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, it's somewhat. I guess you could say that, but
Is that
I think it's
wrong?
more just no. I mean, I think it's just cool. You know, just I think it's how I describe it. But and hopefully the show maybe Evis can do a little something too, because I think that'd be cool too. But as long as we can get that, that'd be yes.
As Evis wiggles her fingers, the air around them,
Their fingers.
their fingers. You feel that breeze kind of course in between them as you move it around for a quick second. As a little flash of airy excellence.
Sergio
And look at
steps forward.
Blanco and like Blanco. Let's open this door like the other one. So we got this.
Yeah.
Sergio steps
Evis.
forward and
Oh, go ahead.
says to Rayward, he says, "Mr. Rayward, I'll do whatever the team wants me to do, and I don't need any money. I look at this as experience or greater things, and I'm happy to be any role that anyone needs if you have me on the team."
I got that sense from you, Mr. Sergio, did you say? I felt that from you. Thank you for saying that. I very much appreciate it.
This is my honor.
And Raywood, you know, you mentioned to go and speak to Cecil. I need to find him anyway. Where will I find him? And maybe we can go and get some information from him at the same time. While I just have a couple of questions for him. Solamente cuestión para hablar un poco.
Is that dog?
Para él. Sí, ¿qué pasa? ¿Hablas Doggish?
I don't speak dog.
No,
You're just
no
barking.
habla Doggish. No pasa nada.
I'll do speak with animals. So is this like an animal kind of language? So I'll do.
Yeah.
I do hear that. So
De verdad, hablas Doggish.
yes, I speak, and when I speak in Dutch, yes, I can. So I cast the spell too. Do speak with animals? So you start hearing me speak in that same language. Well, yes, I speak the language as well. So.
Okay, Toad, maybe we can go and speak with Cecil and find out some more information. You know, maybe. What are you thinking?
Yes. So we'll hopefully hope you don't mind bringing my partner along too, Arnar, because he's got a brain. Okay, like he can solve mysteries like no one else. So.
¿Estás bueno del hombre contigo? ¿Estás bueno? Is he alright? This guy is with you.
Yes. Oh, I would. Yes, I would put my life up for this for him. So, yes,
Okay.
he took me after what happened at the Oh my gosh! Come on, brain! At the Exquisite Flavors, he took me in pretty. No question. So I guess I'd give my life to this person. So yeah, he's cool.
Okay. I lap up the last of my chow. I push the bowl back and slide.
What was the chow?
The chow.
How'd that look?
Que rico. Combinación de paella, combination of paella and pescado frito and fried fish. I love it. It's very, very good. I love that.
Evis, go for it.
Evis is, feels entirely moved that people are wanting to protect the tree that, is so important to their history, their people. And obviously, so they down the rest of the tankard that they were given earlier. And look at Mr. Wow, my brain blanked. Oh my god, sorry. What was his name?
Ulfer or
Rayward?
Rayward. Rayward, thank you. They regard Mr. Rayward and it's after wiping like the remains of the cider from their lip. Well, Mr. Rayward, it's I feel like there's only so many things that you can attribute to fate, right? You can't. I mean, it's not just fate. I mean, it's not just, you know, an accident that all of us were called here, that all of us are missing people, that all of us are connected to this tree, this island in some particular way. I mean, this is obviously the work of Alia herself, and we must answer her call. Perhaps all of these people are going missing, all of these things are going wrong, these failings, because everyone's lost their way. Things...
The tree could just be dying. Like, that's also...
You know what?
But...
I like the way that you think, Evis. It's a nice mentality, though. Me, myself, I'm a little bit more of a believer in Ventus, but I love where your brain's at. I love the belief. It's there. Keep going with that.
Well, she's giving me everything, and she's given me the loves of my life.
I understand.
And I'm following her to find them.
Well,
because they've both gone missing.
Oh.
So,
and
whatever it takes.
I'm sorry to hear that. And he places a hand on your muscular shoulder. I'm
stacked.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful to hear. That's one of the reasons why I'm so sad about everything. But it's great to hear that you believe and that you have direction. That's kind of why I put out my sending spell to see if people would come and help us. Because at the end of the day, we need direction, and without this island, I don't have any direction. So I understand.
It would be an honor just to help you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. From one believer of something to another believer of something, I like that we can come together in this moment. It means a lot to me, actually.
And with that, Rayward kind of takes a little step backwards. He's like,
right, my back is very much hurting, and I'm very sorry. I came to just say hi to Thatch on my way through, as I always do. Hello, Thatch. What?
You're carrying a heavy burden on your shoulders. Of course your back is hurting.
You're not wrong. I wonder if, when all this is done, I might be able to stand up straight again. Who knows? Well, with that being said, I'm going to go back to my hut now. I want to do some meditation this afternoon. If you guys need anything else, you're welcome to stay on the island as long as you need while you work out what's going on. Whatever you guys need. Right.
Thank you, Mr. Rayward, and might stop by later on just to see how you're doing and how your back's doing.
I appreciate that, Mr. Sergio.
And he begins backing up. As he does, he bumps into the saloon door. And he's like, oh, and then pushes them open and kind of shuffles out the door. And you see the doors kind of as he is then gone out into the day.
Aww.
Sergio just goes up to Evis and says, you probably don't need this, but I know you seemed upset. He hands Evis his handkerchief, oddly and probably inappropriately, but it's just trying to be helpful.
You're very kind, but I've shed enough tears. Thank you. You should take it back.
No
For
problem.
your own sorrows.
Thank you, and I'm happy to. Just wanted to see that you're okay.
Thank you.
If I hadn't given inspiration, that was inspiration.
So Ulfer kind of looks around and is like,
Well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I suppose we maybe go talk to the Marcello guy, or I don't know. What do you guys think? And he turns to R&R and he goes, "You seem to be writing a lot of things down. I feel like you might have a plan. You seem like the planning type. I'm a planning type. Do you have a plan? I'm thinking of a plan. But do you have a plan?"
Of course, he has a plan. Of course, R&R has a plan.
Of course. I was thinking that we could visit Marcello, ask him any questions, and see if his story lines up with that of the blacksmiths. If they do indeed... What's the word I'm looking for?
Go together a bit.
Coalesce, or match, as it were. Then perhaps it is most likely the same thing that is terrorizing this town from beneath it, and we can investigate the door, ask the blacksmith if they know anything about the inner machinations of said door, and then we can approach it as is.
I might be able to help with door mechanisms. I have seen a few of them being made, but I'm happy to join you to go and speak to the blacksmith. I need some information too, so yeah. We will do this together.
I'm happy to go and speak to Marcello. If you two want to go speak to the blacksmith, I can go with maybe Evis, if you'd be interested in. I know we don't know one another, but if you'd be interested in joining me, maybe yourself, Mr. Steen guy.
Rom.
Pleasure to meet you. Maybe we could go and speak to Marcello.
There is another piece of evidence that was offered up that I'm not sure if anyone else saw, but I think the person that is missing is, if I didn't get her name wrong, I think it's Coriander, and her sister is Basil, and there might
Basil?
be some...
Yeah.
Basil, yeah, and there might be something to do with the timing of when that happened and how it happened, and then he steps backwards and stops talking.
No, continue. You're on the right path.
Well, and he steps forward again and says, "Well, if we are looking for clues, it might make sense that we gather as many clues as we can get, and then we can, as Mr. R&R said, we can start matching things together and putting the reality together of what's been happening and seeing if it is something that is happening under the island, or if the tree's just dying, like Mr. Rom said."
Hey, and don't forget that white fur. That isn't mine. Don't forget that. We need to check the Pelo Blanco. We need to check that out.
Well,
Do not worry.
it sounds
I've
like
eliminated you as a suspect. Do not be alarmed.
Thank you.
Am I a suspect?
Yes, that's a good question. Are any of the rest of us suspects, Mr. R&R?
Of course, you're all suspects. I mean, come on. I mean, you all have to be. I mean, but nothing like you said, nothing.
There's nothing more
for...
suspicious than a talking toad, so I don't know what you're saying. You know?
Excuse me now. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. I'm sorry, I got a little something in my toad ear or something. What was that again?
It might be those giant gems you've got poking out of your wings. Those look quite amazing. How did you pierce your own wings, Mr. Toad? That's wild.
Nobody had it done. I mean, the place I went to just tattoos, things like that too, as well as piercing. So yeah, there's no way I'd be able to take up a wing if I try myself.
Sato, what do you think? Would you like a couple of wing studs? You see the pseudo-dragon lift its head.
Oh, come on. They will look great. Come on. You know they'll look great with you. Come on now. They really...
Well, you can... He's a grumpy one. It's hard to persuade him into anything. It is what it is. Okay, so Mr. R&R, based off of what you said and Mr. Sergio...
You can call me Gio.
Gio, okay, Gio, pleasure. And what it's sounding like is we go get some information and then maybe come back together, discuss the information, and then progress to where the information leads. I don't know. That's the sense I'm kind of getting.
The door, la puerta.
Yes, I forgot about the door. Right, yes. Maybe.
If there's a keyhole and I can look through, I can teleport us through the door. That's a possibility. That makes it easier.
What?
Oh, amazing.
And if sorry,
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Please continue.
Yes.
if push comes to shove, one of the very few things I'm good at is punching. So
Destroy the door. I like it.
I'd be more than happy.
You know what? I think that's a phenomenal idea. If we, you know what? And he, Ulfr kind of looks. He's like, I'm not great at the old, ha 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 kind of thing. That's not really my kind of like get up. But yes, amazing. Well, you know what? In that case, I guess let's go talk to these townsfolk. I'm definitely going to go speak to the butcher Marcello. I'm not sure where you guys are going, but I'll begin making my way. Anyone who would like to come join me, please feel free. And he begins making his way towards the door. He's like, Sato, this is going to be an interesting one. As he then pushes open the door and a bit of sunlight from outside comes into the pub for a second.
Blanco looks over at Toad and goes, "Me alegro de verte. It's good to see you again, my friend. Even though it was in passing, I feel like we have a certain rapport."
I owe you my scales for what you did for me back there. I mean, you held the door and helped a lot of us escape. So I will. I owe you because that. Yeah, still trying to deal with that, but yeah, it's really good to see you again.
Yeah.
R&R is going to go over to Geo and say, would you perhaps like to investigate the scene of the herbery with basil and coriander? I have some questions I'd like to ask you on the way.
What was it that you wanted me to?
The store where the siblings basil and coriander were. Perhaps there's something at the scene we can still discover.
I'd love to. And you have questions for me?
I do, yes.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm happy to be part of the team. And he has a big smile, like a childish smile on his old wrinkled turtle face.
Excellent. Puts the notebook away.
Amazing.
Definitely gonna ask Arnar what questions these are before. So I'm definitely gonna talk to Arnar before.
At this moment, guys, we're gonna pause and we're gonna take our break, guys. That is gonna be our break time.
Cool. Yes.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of The Sky Realm. We really hope you enjoyed the cast getting to know each other. Next episode, be ready for them to begin investigating around the town to try and work out what is under the island, what is causing the sacred tree to die, and how are these people disappearing, or maybe what is causing these people to disappear. We look forward to seeing you next week for that episode, guys. See you then.